Chris wanted to start with a song, and then I've gone, oh, really? Another one? He's gone, no, I don't want to do it. And now I'm like, now you have to do it because it's going to be good, isn't it? So do it.
Guess who's back? Back again. Chris and Christy are back.
Woo!
Tell your friends and tell them to like our podcast, please, especially on iTunes and SoundCloud. My name's Chris.
My name's Christy.
This is the Washing Up Podcast, and we have returned after a bit of a lull.
Yes.
Just quickly on that, just before we get underway, we were absent Monday and Tuesday. We didn't do the podcast on Tuesday either because my father was in hospital for surgery for prostate cancer. Thankfully, all seems to be outstanding. And thank you to everybody in the MasterChef Twitter community in particular who, when I mentioned that, sent really good wishes. We were really, really happy. He doesn't watch the show or follow social media, but
or give a shit about what we tell him.
But I told him, and he actually liked that, so that was really good.
He did. I mustn't have been there for that.
No,
one.
You missed that bit when I actually told him, and he went, "Oh, that's nice. Who are they?"
Okay.
So
I was probably just wandering around the hospital ward playing with the sharp instruments.
That's usually what happens.
And the nozzles just going, oh, look, oxygen.
It was more than nozzles. They really wanted you out because of the nozzles.
Yes.
So if I had $1 for every time they said they just wanted you out for your nozzles. So we're going to cover, just very briefly, mention the first two nights, the elimination of the immunity challenge.
Yes.
And then we're going to go on to the normal sort of show we do, so the art installation last night and the elimination tonight.
Indeed.
So we're going to do it that way. So just on the ice cream now, we were getting updates from people as the show was going on.
Indeed.
And all my updates just kept on going, Brian's losing the plot. Now, Brian, this goes out to you.
Brian, look at me, Brian. What are you doing to us, Brian? It's horrible. Why did you do that, Brian? My heart is breaking.
That's the last time we get to hear that impression. So
I know.
We're running out of everything we've got an impression for. We're running out of. This is embarrassing and difficult.
Yes.
So stop getting eliminated. Gaston, I'm looking at you. So,
yes.
So Brian, all the messages where he was panicking. We came home, we watched it. Yeah, no, he's panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Really panicking, and
we got home in time for the balloons being blown up.
Yeah, and then went back and tracked back, but the balloons being I mean, the balloon...
Sam got his up.
Go on.
He's a young man. So, unsurprisingly, under pressure, he got his up, halfway, but he still got it up.
It was Trent.
No, Sam.
Sam was in immunity.
Wasn't he? Yes, he was. Hold on. Yes, he was. He was in immunity. Sam was in immunity. He was. I'm pretty sure. And then Trent's tasted better than Brian's.
So, yes, we got the balloon blown up.
Sorry, hold on. Samuel.
Yeah, you have to clarify. There's two of them. There's two of them. You have to clarify. Okay. One of them is a hipster.
I'm just going to call him Viking Sam.
Viking Sam?
Yes.
But his longboat's nice and clean. Viking Sam. No, we need to limit the singing.
And his hipster hairs.
We need to limit the singing. Viking Sam, you're right about him. Yeah, he managed that. Poor Brian. I mean, everything just sort of. There were no balloon. The ice cream was falling to pieces a little bit in terms of it didn't have most of the elements. He didn't even have the magnet to float. Now let's go to that point because I really want to go to that point.
All right.
The next day, there were news articles, I kid you not, where newspapers forced MasterChef to admit that the balloon didn't really make the ice cream float, but it was magnets, to which my response is, no fucking duh! Because it's a floating magnetic platform, you can quite clearly see it. What they did that for, I'm assuming, was all the people who didn't watch the show who would just click on the article where they went, oh, bait and switch. Yeah, MasterChef's ripping us off.
It's like the balloon adds to the theatre of it because if you just had it on a floating magnet plate, you're like, I could do that with my fucking roast chicken. I go to KFC, get a zinger burger and pop it on there and go, ooh, look, floating zinger burger.
Well, you see, if you really wanted to, I mean, I can make an ice cream float. It's really simple. I'll just go buy a helium balloon and attach it to the ice cream. Simple. Watch that 30-cent cone fly away. Watch it go. And then watch the balloon pop and watch it land on someone's head.
I'm not sure if it actually would. I don't know if...
How many balloons? There's a challenge. Weekend.
All right.
Weekend sorted. We're going to float it. We're going to float an ice cream away.
In honour of our anniversary on Sunday.
There you go. So Brian repeated his mistake from the night before, where he was trying to be over impressive, got so focused on certain elements that he just screwed it up. We miss you, Brian. Bad luck.
Stay on Twitter though.
Immunity. The next night. Okay, I took a couple of things from this.
Sam's good.
He was good. However, there were 3 things I took from it. Well, 4 really. First of all, the general consensus, which is that is what you call, and I know Sam's was close, but that is what you call a beatdown.
Yeah.
That was an absolute beatdown. Secondly, just to confirm for anybody out there who may possibly question it, Reynolds is amazing.
Oh my God, his plating, just, you could tell. Like, there's no, if you got everyone's up there and you go, okay, pick which one's Reynolds, boom.
You can pick
one
it.
is Reynolds.
You can pick it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
The next point.
You don't make friends with sponge cake?
We don't. I was thinking more about a certain ooh la la.
Oh, Angelique. Oh, she's wonderful.
I believe a few MasterChef contestants have even been retweeting this and agreeing with this, but we need more Angelique.
Yeah,
Just
she's
more.
fantastic.
She was incredible. That dish was, she's like, I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't know what it is yet. I'm just going to throw it together. And, like, when they
much fun.
When they tasted it, like, Matt and Gary and George just going, this is amazing. This is the best thing we've had. This is so good. I mean, this is incredible. And the third one was really close, but I agree with Gary, like, that honeycomb.
Oh.
I've normally you go, I would like to eat that. I've not wanted to eat anything in this competition more than the honeycomb.
Yes. And looking at that Lauren Elsmore, and I remember her name because I went to school with a couple of Elsmores, and she looks like them. So I'm wondering, is she related? And if so, can I stalk her and get her honeycomb? Or maybe just need to learn to make honeycomb. We can make honeycomb on the weekend, can't we? Yes, honeycomb is happening. Okay, back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch.
Yeah.
So, back to last night, which was the art installation. Or as I like to consider the episode, it opens with George in a denim jacket in Fitzroy.
He's real cool. He don't go to school.
1986 called. And the Fitzroy Lions are competing for the VFL flag, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And this was a challenge that I basically called Be Heston.
Yes, well, it was.
Right? We're not at Heston week yet, but we're already being Heston. Sounds like the follow-up to Looking for Ella Brandy.
Be Heston.
Be Heston. It looked cool. It looked really funky. Again, it was in Fitzroy, so it kind of has to.
Yeah. Great space. Nice little urban shot of everyone walking through.
Oh, it was
I
great.
think it was Tamara who explained that it was nice walking through the urban streets.
Nice walking through an urban environment.
An urban environment with all the graffiti.
Oh, yes, it was all...
I grew up in an urban environment with a lot of graffiti. In fact, I knew a lot of the people who did the graffiti.
You were watching them as they were going.
Yes. On the way to school, you'd go, that's that one's tag and that's the other dude's tag.
It was a little bit like some of the graffiti that we saw tonight in the episode of Degrassi Junior High you were watching beforehand.
Look.
Was it Your Image Is You?
Yeah, Your Image Is You.
Yes, which is in the background of a rather moody Samantha walking along.
No, Stephanie Kay.
Walking along.
It was Stephanie Kay's depressive mode when you could tell she was depressed because she was wearing black and grey clothes.
And they were all oversized as she was sulking.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like that, but this was more impressive graffiti. It was like a runner had just gone behind with like one single can of black paint and gone, write something meaningful.
Canadians trying to be like, you nasty. Your image is you.
So we got into the challenge, and my first disappointment was there should have been far more Fifth Element.
Oh, yes.
You could have done so much with it.
Yes.
Somebody could have worn the Miller outfit. Someone could have straps and lots of straps.
I get it. You are into straps, not so much Miller. Jovovich, but right. Lilu Corbin, multipass. Okay.
Why didn't that happen?
Now, I was disappointed that in the greenhouse someone didn't go, let's do a cannabis theme and make it like, make
matcha everything.
Matcha everything.
And hash brownies.
And like make police tape out of
And when the judges went to taste it, sorry, so you can't come in. This is a crime scene. Judges have seized nearly $100 worth of dessert. But it was they could have done that. It would have worked quite well. It said, tranquil Zen garden. Like I know it was cool and awesome and amazing, but there was no police tape.
Hey, look, Samuel, Viking Sam, impressed me tonight when someone's come up with the honey or like the beehive theme. He's gone, well, what about an garden theme? He's gone, well, what about an urban beehive? And to be honest, I think that was a good idea because, for fuck's sake, everyone was going to go for a garden. It's a fucking greenhouse.
It is kind of, the general gist of the thing.
Yes.
Now, I like the fact that they said try and have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was a really good bit of advice. Try and have a plan.
Yes.
This was why, and when we were watching this episode, I said at the start of this episode that while both teams were good, I thought that Red was going to win because, ironically enough, their hive mind of Sarah as captain and then Carly and Elise is sort of very on point, same sort of processes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that the other minds on the other team weren't just as intelligent, just as bright, just as creative. But it was just that those three sort of think along very similar lines.
I had more of a drive.
And are able to sort of, even if things look hopeless, can sort of just, their energy pulls it out of nowhere.
Like, I was just falling for all the editors' tricks tonight, like seeing those, like, forlorn castaway choux pastries and macarons. And I'm like going, nah, they're done for. Blue team's got this. They're done for. But as you pointed out, flavour profiles. And that's the thing. Blue team just went sweet, 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 sweet. And look, I would be happy.
A little bit of cream.
Yeah, a little bit of cream. I would be more than happy walking into a greenhouse full of honeycomb.
Yes, I know. There would be no problem there. In fact, you've requested one for the backyard, and I'll get on that this weekend too.
Thank you.
Busy weekend.
Busy.
Busy as a
bee.
There we go.
Oh, look at us.
Hey, Lisa Romano.
You're on fire tonight,
We're
Lisa.
working for you.
Yes.
So, Red had said Sarah as captain, which I thought was a really... again, I made no secret of the fact. Love Sarah's energy, love Sarah's ideas.
Not biased at all.
I'm not. Plus, you add in Gaston.
No one threads flowers like Gaston.
So, Gaston and Pete. Pete. It's the least we've seen of Pete.
It is. I was surprised. But, everyone else was working overtime tonight. You had to, basically do cartwheels to stand out. You had to stand there punching honeycomb in a tray to stand out.
My moment of the episode was Ben at the end punching the honeycomb.
Yes.
It was Benjamin at the end punching the honeycomb. And it was this random shot that, skipping ahead to the end of that episode, but like everyone else is running around like crazy, and then they just cut to this shot of Ben just in the middle of the warehouse punching the honeycomb tray.
Do you think he's having a flashback? Maybe he had like an issue with Violet Crumble when he was a kid. He just had a little random flashback.
I like the image.
It's not the way it shatters that matters.
I like the contrast though of this idea that it's on one hand this very learned lawyer, and on the other hand he walks into his office. He walks into the offices and chambers at the end of the night, closes the door and just starts punching trays of honeycomb to get the stress out. This is how he gets the stress out. Ben, if you listen to this episode, please tell us, is this how you, as a lawyer, get your stress out? Punching honeycomb. Because I think that would be a really niche market. I think it'll work.
Yes.
Could work indeed. Hand smashed by Ben. That can be what you put in the front of the restaurant you're working at now.
Yes.
Hand smashed by Ben.
Indeed.
I thought the 300 biscuits seemed way light.
Yeah, like looking at that space and thinking about how many bits and pieces you'd want to take it up. 300 seemed light, but then I realised they couldn't actually use the back. It was like, because people were going to walk straight through. Because my idea was, like, if you're walking into a space, you have like something all along the back, but like from a, a working perspective, you couldn't do that because people were going to walk through it.
So I had the concern all the way through the episode, saying to you.
Yes.
I was terrified about the fact that they were using egg white and sticking everything to the wall with meringue. And I was waiting for the meringue under the lights to just sort of melt, but thankfully it didn't.
But I'm wondering now, has everyone got salmonella because the meringue wasn't cooked? and you've got uncooked egg white that you're feeding everyone.
I'm going with the lights cooked it.
Okay.
I'm going with the lights cooked it.
By the time the 5-year-olds have gotten through there and stuck their hands and everything.
They're 5-year-olds. They're resistant.
See that? Like, I mean, just handling it and double. There was a kid that double dipped it. It's like, well, everyone's going to have chicken pox now, aren't they?
Double dipping. Anyway.
Little, what's it called? Typhoon. No, not typhoon. You know what I'm talking about.
A little typhoon.
No. There was that woman who gave a disease to everyone. It was a pooping disease. And
Typhoid?
Typhoid Mary. Little Typhoid Mary comes through. I'm glad we got there.
I'm glad we got to typhoid from honeycomb biscuits. Anyway, Carly slicing strawberries on a mandolin gave me...
Oh, my God.
Again, as someone who once lost part of a knuckle to a mandolin...
That chick's got skills, man.
That was brave. That was very brave, Carly. I've got a beautiful scar on a finger that reminds me that my knuckles should stay on the other side of the guard.
Yeah. Mind you, the salad you served up that night tasted extra good.
Yeah. Look, the onion was really rich.
Now I've just got a taste for human flesh.
Indeed, you do. Now you do.
I
thought I was just adding to it. So Tamara, now I've waxed lyrical.
So cool.
Yeah, I've waxed lyrical about the red team, but Tamara makes you feel joyous.
Yes, she comes on.
Even when everything's falling apart, you just can't help but feeling happy.
I know, it's like, and her earrings are always on point. She's like the earrings on point to Sweary Canary's jumper game.
Yes.
You know, like...
Tamara's earring game, on point.
On point.
Now, and also her idea of the cardboard cookie cutter. Now, that was genius. However...
Here we go.
I was yelling at the TV. I never do this normally.
No. When have I heard that?
It's out of
Sydney Swans.
Anyway, out of Sydney FC.
FC.
Liverpool.
Sharks. San Jose Sharks. Just saying.
Yep. Anyway. The cardboard cookie cutter, great idea.
Yeah.
When they were going, the cardboard was getting soggy, so we'll cut around it. That's going to take a bit more time, though. I'm just yelling at the screen, wrap it in foil. Wrap them in foil. Use the foil to protect you from the moisture, and therefore...
Use the foil, Blue. You should have Jedi mind tricked them into using it.
I tried. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Or they could have done a Laura Palmer. Wrapped it in plastic.
Doo-doo.
Ding.
Anyway, Gaston then came up with the wonderful idea of the macaron spoons.
Oh, yes.
Genius, Gaston.
No one spoons macarons like Gaston.
My, what a guy. And we had a Trent sighting out of nowhere. Trent just appeared. There were macarons. Trent, you can do this, will you? Trent, can you do this? Yeah, I'll make the macarons. I'm really good at macarons. And turns out, Trent's incredible at macarons. Well done, Trent.
Yeah.
Beautiful to see. Then we got... 2,400 strawberry petals. That's how you make 800 flowers. Apparently.
From
allegedly.
Strawberries you've mandolin.
Allegedly, that's how you do it.
Hydrated.
When they gave the number of how many petals they needed, I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously? That many? And at that point, I got a little bit worried about being too optimistic. But by the same token, that's sort of Sarah, and that's what she does. I'm like, I trust.
Because I've set up events for different things, and we had to cover this house in ghosts. Okay, it was a kids' Halloween party, and we had these little balloons, and you put the what's it called, the serviette over the top to make it look like a ghost. And I'm like, we don't have enough. We don't have enough to make it look effective. It's just going to look like someone's just stuck a tissue in the ceiling a few times. But funnily enough, we did, and it looked effective. So I was a bit worried about, but good on them for calculating stuff.
Now, then they had their problems. Now, Tamara had issues with the biscuits and not doing anything else yet.
Yeah.
Sarah had a problem with not being able to dry the petals. Now, again, we both of us were yelling at the screen, just put them in the oven.
Yeah.
And then they put them in the oven, and I didn't notice when they put them in the oven that the first time they put a tray on top. And when they pulled them out, before they lifted the tray up, that's going to trap moisture.
Yes.
So
where's the moisture going to go?
The moisture was going to stay with the strawberries, apparently. So that sort of put the red team into that mode of the producers can have a field day with this.
Yes, and I was suckered right into it. I'm like, they're fucked.
That is a quote.
That is a quote.
That is a direct quote.
Not from the little kid, though.
No, not from that. We'll come to the little kid in a minute.
Comes the little kid.
So this is where we had a hero emerge.
There's a hero.
No.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to do that.
Oh, okay.
No one stacks like Gaston, no one threads like Gaston, no one smile is as wide as his head like Gaston. I've never seen anyone look so happy to be threading strawberries. I mean, granted, I've never seen anyone thread strawberries, but what a guy is Gaston.
You know, if his, like, you know, other line of work just fizzles out, he's got a career there in threading strawberries.
Yeah, strawberry threader extraordinaire. I want to see him go through customs with that on his passport. And just have to explain it and maybe a quick demonstration.
Just make a little GIF. Get MasterChef to make you a little GIF that you can just flash up.
Yes, strawberry threader.
Yeah.
So this is where it became the argument between look versus flavour profile, because you had the blue team did an amazing job of that whole honeycomb and sort of the hive idea.
Yeah, I was waiting for Winnie the Pooh to come running through going, ooh, honey.
But rather than that looked good, but as the judges commented on, it's sweet upon sweet upon sweet upon sweet. I can just imagine walking in there. It would have smelt both amazing.
Well, you saw all the kids were in there.
And at the same time would have given you diabetes.
Yes.
So you would have inhaled and gone, this is fantastic, my blood sugar's way too high, I need to leave.
They should have an insulin after shot.
That's perfect. Why did they not have insulin at the end? Actually, insulin would raise the blood sugar, wouldn't it?
No, insulin.
I don't know how this works.
You're
You're the former nurse. I'm an educator. I don't know.
Okay.
However,
yes,
the idea of doing a Zen garden meant that you can
beautiful.
go minimalist and
No, but the thing is, it looked minimal, but once you stared at it,
Yeah.
it was fucking intricate as. And doing those sponge cakes at the very end.
And I commented that red looked stylized and blue looked cluttered, and that was the way it sort of came off at the end. It wasn't that blue did a bad job.
No.
Now the kid.
This is the new judge for 2032.
2032. It might have been the best dessert I've probably ever had. And then he looked confused, like he wasn't sure if it was or not. But wasn't sure if it was the best he's probably ever had. Wasn't the best he's probably was the best. Maybe
Not
the
sure
best
if he's
was
ever
the
had
best.
a dessert.
Is he here? Does he exist? Where is he going to?
This child had an existential crisis on screen.
He really did. He had like his meltdown.
I was waiting for him to just disappear and
He just vanishes out of nowhere. And that leads us to the sphere of influence.
oh yes.
Tonight was the sphere of influence. And the
You've
blue
gone-
team...
Yeah, you've gone classy. I've gone get some balls in you.
Yeah, you've gone get some balls in you. I've called it the sphere of influence. However, having said that, I'm going to go back to my first question that I ask every single week we come to the MasterChef kitchen.
Yes.
Who the fuck owns the Vespa?
I know.
How is that Vespa not currently accruing tickets for being double parked in the car park? Surely
is it
there's
the
signs.
gardener's Vespa?
Do you ever see the gardener?
No, he's probably called Trent.
Trent the gardener, because you just never see him. Okay, from here on in, the MasterChef gardener's name is Trent. So I agreed with the philosophy of playing the pin.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about it before the episode, and it was, well, do you play it early or not?
Uh-huh.
I think my comment to you was, I would play the pin early, and my argument is, I feel I'm good enough to win another one. I'm going to back myself to win a second pin. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I don't use it, I've got it, and I go out with it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be more embarrassing than, going out later on. And she's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, she's cooking really well, and there wasn't really anything on that challenge you can put down to her.
And it could have been that she got the cucumber
Exactly.
/ rock melon
Yeah.
and had been out.
It could have been that. So, yeah, it would have been potentially something that could have happened to her. So,
Yeah.
let's just talk about the three that were missed. Now, look, Tamara, cucumber, I didn't expect that in a sweet challenge. And meanwhile, Callan is looking around going, I would have fucking called that shit. Because cucumber in desserts, yep, that's me.
Yes.
Then the bush ranger. Ben missed the banana.
Benny Banana. I'm sure that was an ad in the 80s because it's coming into my head.
If not, it was definitely one in your head. So,
yes, I just made it up myself.
Then as I commented to you, and I'm not going to sing this one because we sing far too much on this show.
No, we don't.
The fourth ingredient came, and the little duck said, Ray, got any grapes?
Waddle, waddle. Danny waddled away. Actually, it was George, wasn't it?
Yeah.
George went, got any grapes?
George had a few moments tonight. Look, again, we have our issues with George.
He smiled once.
We have our issues with George, but the look that he gave Ray while he was doing his twirl was priceless. Ray is rolling the twirl, and George just has this dumbfounded expression on his face like, what the fuck are you doing? And it fell apart, and George just looked at him as if to say, that was always going to happen. Right, what were you expecting? So we had grapes, banana, and cucumber were the ingredients.
Yes, because when I'm at Baskin Robbins, I'm like, you know what? I'll have the banana, and I'll have some grape, and I'll have the cucumber ice cream.
Can I have all those flavours, please?
Yes, please.
And I'm not suggesting that some people got a far easier option than others.
Banana.
But Samuel, just before that,
Chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
And he didn't even say milk chocolate, he went milk chocky.
Milk chocky.
So,
yeah,
and like the early, and I was like, taste it. It tasted exactly like a macadamia. Is it macadamia? Correct.
Yes.
It's milk chocky. Correct. What's
No.
this? And then they gave Callan. So Samuel gets milk chocolate. Callan gets handed a really just weird concoction, which is really tricky. And it's like, no, you're not scaling this based on what you think they can do at all.
No.
And he got it.
Yes.
And that was a minor miracle.
But I just felt like Michelle looked like a chipmunk from like a Disney thing, like one of the little squirrels or chipmunks, just like, and then she's like.
But I like the fact.
Disgusting.
I like that Michelle was going, eat, spit it out. That's disgusting. Eat, spit it out. That's disgusting. And then she goes, I think it might be ginger.
It's 'cause it is. Well done.
Ginger would be one of those flavours I don't think I could miss.
I could smell that shit and be like, that is fucking ginger.
Yeah.
Because I know my Jerry Halliwell.
So, let's go through what they decided to cook. And these are my reactions to what they decided to cook. And I kid you not, my reaction when Ben said I'm making banana pancakes was...
1970s called.
Well, my reaction was, no, seriously, what are you making for the challenge? Like, there's keeping it a bit simpler to go with, like, a flavour profile. Mm-hmm. And then there's making something that you whip up while you're watching MasterChef and you're not really paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And probably not burning the banana while you're at it. Just putting it out there.
Burning the banana.
Ray, 15 minutes into the challenge, what I wrote down was that Ray was 15 minutes in and he was making a full shopping basket.
He still hadn't identified grapes.
No.
He's going through.
Poor Ray. And look, he was great on...
Raywatch.
He was great on Twitter tonight.
Yes.
So in our Raywatch section,
Yes.
Ray was...
Some people stand in the pantry
looking for the grapes. He didn't have a blindfold on. He was 15 minutes in. He probably could have called one of the judges and said, can you tell me which ones are the grapes? He's just wandering around like Ray was tweeting back. Ray still hasn't picked what he wants to do.
He's like, grape jelly, yep, go for that.
At one point, Ray tweeted out, Ray clearly wants to be home with his children. So kudos to you, Ray.
You're talking about yourself as a third person.
Raywatch going really, really well so far. And then they were saying like that you got to really sort of work out what elements. If you put a crunchy element in there, and all I can hear out of my right ear is like a cracker.
Like a cracker.
Just cracker. Just put a cracker. Some cracker.
You've taken inspiration from a cheese platter. What does a cheese platter need? Cracker. Because when you got a cheese platter and you run out of crackers and you're like, fuck. And so you eat the cheese and it's pleasant enough. But you feel like then that's the point when you're getting greedy because you run out of crackers.
Yeah.
Basically say, this is the apportioned amount of cheese you should have eaten.
Meanwhile, after Ray was trying to work out what the crunchy element should have been, again, hint, it should have been a cracker, Ben was burning a banana, burning a banana, nana in the pan. And again, he's like, I think I've pushed them close. No, they were burnt.
See, if his name was Eric, he would have been right.
Yeah, he would have been out perfect with the bananas, but he would have picked them.
Yes.
Because after all, Eric is Banana Man.
Yes.
Now, I don't really want to argue with Tamara. but there's one point I do have to argue with you on tomorrow.
Oh, what are you going to do?
You said, as we all know, you eat with your eyes. Now, eating with your eyes is what got you into this mess in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was flavour profile that you missed out on, and it was looks that you went with.
I was looking at that shit thinking it was honeydew melon,
and it came back at the end, sure enough, that the one thing in MasterChef that wins out, and they always say this with the challenges, is flavour beats looks. Mm-hmm. Right? If it comes down to a toss of the coin and it's a flavour dish versus a dish that looks good, flavour wins.
However, if we've got two dishes that taste good, then the looks will keep it over the post.
And I get the idea of you eat with your eyes, and obviously a lot of it is I want to eat that it looks really good, but you do need the flavour profiles. Having said that,
she kicked it out of the
Tamara blitzed this challenge.
And it was fucking gorgeous. Like, just...
Cucumber 5 ways.
Oh, delicious.
5 ways. And with a yogurt parfait. And look, I wasn't even mad about a parfait.
I know.
That gives you... There was a sphere and a parfait in this episode, and I wasn't angry about either of them.
You know why? Because we haven't been saturated with either spheres or parfaits.
True. I was making far more comments about people with blindfolds putting balls in their mouth. But
yes. I was waiting for, like, Gary...
So...
2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
And again, by the way, incidentally, check out Binging with Babish on YouTube, where he makes Chef's chocolate salty balls. Hint, they don't go very well.
So he makes his own version.
Yes. Now, Tamara's looked amazing, tasted really good, straight through.
Yeah.
Which led it down to Ben and Ray. Now Ray, I have to alert you to something here, Ray.
You've got kids.
No, I was actually going to say to him.
I just thought he might have forgotten about them.
I don't know if he remembers. One of them is not called Nathan. Hey, Cecilia, how you going?
It'd be hilarious if his child was called Nathan.
Well, they're girls, so I hope not.
Nathania.
Nathania.
Anyway. Okay.
Anyway, so...
Back to your point.
Ray, when you're clearly over the top tweeting, you kind of give it away. Now...
I was fooled. I'm like, oh, Ray.
Now I only say this because I only say this because at the very start of the episode, he tweeted, "This is easy. Who'd make a mistake?" Which was very obvious then that the next person up, Ray, was going to make a mistake. Then at the end, you're like, "That's it. I'm definitely going home now. There's no way I'm staying. It's been great fun, but I'm clearly going home." Ray, we all know this was filmed months ago.
Yeah.
Don't make it obvious.
Look, I was fooled, okay? I was just in the moment. And look, we lost Brian earlier in the week. Anything could happen.
We did lose Brian earlier in the week. Not happy about that still.
No.
And
you know, I made a thing about Brian, like doing the Stewie Griffin voice poorly. And, you know...
But the good news is that Raywatch carries over for another week.
And check Twitter, because I did an awesome job of
shopping. Check Twitter, because there was a Muse Madam K, because it was an awesome job of Ray being superimposed onto the Baywatch poster with Raywatch over the top of it.
Yes.
It's wonderful. We'll retweet it again from the Washing Up account, which we did the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben, unfortunately, you didn't push the bananas. You burnt them.
You just took those bananas. You took them up to Cyclone Queensland, like the time in Queensland when they have cyclones, and decimated them so that the price of bananas
goes way up. The price of bananas in that MasterChef pantry, way through the roof.
Yeah, and all my friends with toddlers go, "Oh, there goes breakfast."
All your friends with toddlers have bananas?
Yeah, either bananas or fucking avocados. As soon as that shit goes up to
but avocados are the reason why people can't afford houses. So they're all homeless because they're eating avocado breakfasts. Breakfasts? Really?
Breakfasts.
Really? By the way, side note, I hate banana. It's one of the few things I don't...
No, there's a lot of things you hate, actually. You hate peas. You hate beetroot.
No. I don't believe peas are a real food.
You don't like peas. You won't eat beetroot. You think quinoa is overrated.
I think it's overrated, but I will eat it.
Kale?
It doesn't exist.
Kale?
It doesn't exist.
Banana?
You've got 5 things, 2 of which I said I will eat, 1 of which doesn't exist.
Sometimes, I remember early in our relationship, you had something against carrots there for a bit. Was it carrots?
No,
yes.
I love carrots.
No, you had something against carrots. And then what else is there? There's a few things I've forgotten because there's so many of them.
You know what I do like?
What?
Pink Ninish tarts. Anyway, So, thank you, Lisa Romano, for backing me on that again tonight too. It's never over here on the Washing Up. It's never over on the Washing Up. And if you're only listening to us for the first time ever on MasterChef, go back and listen to our Bake Off episode where we debate Neenish tarts, and then go back
the documentary. Watch the documentary and then watch it,
and then go and look at the Twitter poll where I won.
Chris rigged it.
How did I rig it?
Because you voted twice.
I voted twice, but you didn't get a single vote.
Once from your account, once from the Washing Up account. And Fee and Olivia, I love yous, but you don't count.
You didn't get a vote. You didn't even vote for you.
I'm sure I did.
No, there was no vote. You forgot to vote. I won with a landslide and you didn't even vote. Made my day. So
our forefathers died for that privilege.
So with that in mind, the next thing we move to, obviously, is we move to Thai.
Yes! I'm so excited.
This is your favourite cuisine.
Week. Oh my god, Thai food is the bestest food, and my whole family loves it. Okay, so my dad lives in the country, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a Thai food place, like at least a 40-minute drive from him. But that's not good enough. He's got to come to Sydney, and every time I go to Sydney, got to go for Thai food. So Chris has learnt to understand that when my dad comes down for a visit, we're going to have Thai. So, yeah, this week's going to be a good week.
I stomach Thai. I don't hate it. Before you go, that's another thing you don't like. I do like Thai, but nowhere near the level of your family. Your family is just next level.
We're like mad for Thai.
Yes, you are. It's like me and Italian.
Yes.
You know, it's like me and if I get the option, it's Italian.
Yeah.
Or Brazilian churrasco. Anyway, so with that in mind, we'll be back on Sunday night.
For Thai week.
For Thai week to start.
And I think to celebrate Thai week, what we all need to do is share on Twitter, hashtag Thai puns. Thai restaurant puns? No, Thai puns.
No, Thai restaurant puns.
Thai restaurant puns. Just put up your favourite Thai restaurant pun. Ours, for instance, is one in Riverwood called Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, Tyrannosaurus Rex, our favourite named Thai restaurant. So what we want you to do is on the Twitter at The Washing Up, tweet us your favourite Thai restaurant name.
Yes.
Okay, because there's some doozies out there.
Yes, I believe there's a Typhoon in Newtown.
And before we keep naming them and take them all off you, I'm just going to say right now, Titanic is old and has been done a million different times, so let's not. But apart from that, if you've got a really awesome Thai pun name, go for it. Until next episode, my name's Chris.
My name's Christy.
This has indeed been The Washing Up, and we will catch you all later.
Ciao.